What's happening, everybody? Thought I might do a little freestyle session right here. It's about 9:45 at night. I just got done at the park playing basketball over here on the courts. Very nice, beautiful night. Hardly anyone here, but I got to enjoy myself with my basketball and my AY Exos 9 boombox playing some old school hip hop while I'm practicing my shots. But anyways, recently I had something happen. For a while, I was coping with a lot of stress with family and personal issues and work with some vices that I realized I had to quell, and that was drugs and alcohol. These chaplets right here are just for me not going ahead and taking care of putting chapstick on my lips. This past week has been a major life change. But about over a week ago, I had a voice of me speak to me in my head. And for a while, I was coping with a lot of stress and anxiety with all these different areas in my life by smoking more trees in the chimney and drinking more than a fish. My family has had a lot of personal issues going on, and I was still figuring out what I want to do with my life. And I stumbled across cooking as what my calling is. And I've been focusing more so on my career and elevating it and seeing if it's where I want to go. And now I'm more so settled with where I'm at as far as working in the banquets at a place called La Quinta Resort and Club. But a voice to me spoke a while ago. It was about over a week ago on Saturday night, and I was smoking a lot of weed while I was drinking the last bit of a bottle of Ciroc brandy. And then a voice said to me, "Do you want to achieve great things in life, or do you want to go ahead and hold yourself back?" And I said to it, "I want to achieve great things." And it said, "Well, if you're going to go and achieve great things, you need to let this shit go. You need to stop drinking. You need to stop smoking weed. And you're also going to have to go ahead and focus more on what you're really supposed to be doing with yourself. Exercise more. Go out and enjoy your hobbies like bike riding, playing basketball, getting back to your DJing, and work on your cooking skills and going out and meeting other people." Because I was isolating myself at home for a long time and not really do anything. I started smoking like an eighth of an ounce of weed every month till it came to a point which I was doing an ounce of weed every 2 weeks. And that was like $200 a month, which makes it like what? $2,400 a year. That was a lot of wasted money. And I also have with Steel Reserve on the side, maybe some Hennessy, Cavassier, Ciroc, Don Julio tequila, whiskey, whatever. In my industry, it's very common that a lot of people do drugs and drink, but that's no excuse. So I had to go and face this inner demon side of me that was convincing me to go and give into these negative vices and behaviors. And I've known a lot of guys have not survived that. They give into their pride and ego and their own personal demons, and they're no longer here anymore. I remember one example of a 19-year-old kid that was at the homeless shelter where I was 5 years ago, and he seemed to be doing very good. He was out in the streets, and he got kicked out of his mom's house, and then he seemed to be doing pretty well staying in the program where I was. And then one day he went off on his own and never came back, and he overdosed on heroin. And he was only 19. And I'm thinking that could have been myself if I had given further with these vices. And I had to face this inner demon on the inside that I've been feeding into for many years. And I had to give it a hard punch in the face. Like, if you guys have ever seen the movie that came out 5 years ago called Venom, 2018, I remember I went to see the movie by myself. And it's like Eddie Brock is my good side, but Venom is my dark side. And it's like a parasite that I fed into for many years. So I had to give the parasite a big punch in the face. And I went over to a meeting for AA, told them I was going through, and they said, "You're doing the right thing, but you got to keep coming back and you got to commit to staying clean and sober." And then later on the same day, I remember, I went ahead and I gave the last of my weed I had on the living room table to one of my roommates. And I said, "Take it. Take my pipe, take my grinder, take my weed. I don't want any more." And he said to me, "James, I'm sorry, but I accidentally knocked your bong over and it broke. I said, well, I guess that's a sign. So it's been over a week since I've been clean and sober from drinking and alcohol, you know, drinking alcohol and smoking pot. And I feel much more clear-headed and healthy than ever. I realized even after fasting for 24 hours one day and half a day another one the past week, I've lost 10 pounds. I went from 196 to about 185. Now I'm much more clear-headed and bright. And this past week has been a lot of changes. I'm going to meetings. I'm opening up and meeting other people. I even talked with my boss, executive sous chef. He said that he used to go through the same thing too. And then he got clean and he became more structured with his life. And he's going to help me out with my career. So the point is that one of the main reasons I haven't been doing videos was because I was given into this negative vices of drinking and smoking. It started out of boredom, and then it just became a real major vice, and I would do it like almost every night. And I come to realize that I can't do this anymore. So it's not going to be easy, but I'm learning to replace these bad vices with healthy behaviors. When I wake up in the morning, I go for a walk, I go to a meeting, I go to park here, I play basketball, I exercise over here with the exercise equipment here at the gym. I even do workout at home. I read good books, And I've done something that I thought I would never do before. I went back to church. Because I realized I can't do things on my own and I need the support of a group of people. And it feels as though this voice has been speaking to me. It's like my father when he was always mentoring me and giving me guidance. And I think I'm seeing what God is, but God to me is not an invisible man in the sky. God is just a voice that comes to you when you want it to come and it speaks the truth. And what I come to realize is that with this voice, it says your purpose in life is to pursue the truth and excellence wherever you find it, and utilize your many talents in order to make something of yourself, and then be able to help and inspire others during your journey. That's why I call my channel Dre's Journey and all my platforms Dre's Journey, because this is my journey in life and what I'm going through. My previous videos was you seeing my dark side, when I was just very frustrated and angry, fuck the world and everyone else in it, because of what I was going through at the time. But now I'm learning to change those behaviors into more happy and healthy behaviors. I've hurt a lot. I've hurt people. I've had people see my dark side. And I've been putting the work in order to make amends with those sort of people. And I don't want to be the same nasty person as I used to. Even though it still comes out from time to time, I know there's a lot of work that needs to be done, but I'm willing to do the work. And I'm grateful and appreciative of all those people that have showed me this about myself over the years. Because I was being a cocky, arrogant, angry son of a bitch. And I realize I can't be that way anymore. It's better to help other people and to help so that you can help yourself. But you help out only the right kind of people. And it's just... it's not worth it when you put unhealthy things into your body. I'm even changing the kind of music I listen to. I've used to listen to a lot of hardcore gangster rap, kill, 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 murder, 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 or like 3 6 Mafia. I bet you won't. Hit a motherfucker, hit a motherfucker. But I'm not really doing it anymore. I might listen to it for the beats, the production, but I'm listening to more wholesome music. Like the kind of music I was playing earlier when I was playing basketball would be like old school electro, hip hop, and funk, like African Bambaataa, or Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five, Run DMC. What else? Old school, early electro music. And I listen to reggae, R&B, jazz, maybe some classic rock, and other music that helps to nurture my soul and spirit rather than agitate the beast inside of me. Because I realize I've had this animal inside that I've been feeding into that has given me a false sense of confidence and power. But it doesn't do any good except just go ahead and scare off people. And I'm hurting myself. So the point is in life is that you don't want to live your life giving into your vices and demons, because that will eventually destroy you. You have to give into healthy and wholesome behaviors and learn to be the best that you can be in life and serving your purpose. But don't allow the demon to take control, because you will destroy yourself and you will destroy others. So that's what I have to say for tonight. I've been over a little over a week sober. I've even gone ahead and gone over past and by liquor stores. I look inside and I think, I don't even need to be here. I'm looking at the junk food, I don't even need to be here. Even though I have Cheez-Its from time to time, I have a box of Cheez-Its at home, I'm learning to go and curb the vices I have and just not eating fast food only once a week. Like I'll have In-N-Out burger. And for those of you who are not from the West Coast, In-N-Out is to the West Coast as White Castle is to the East Coast. So that's the update for right now. As Mr. Mackey said, drugs are bad, okay? And I come to realize that the hard way. I mean, I thought I was having fun, but I was just really hurting myself. Because when I give into those vices, I'm putting myself closer to death rather than putting myself closer to living a good life as I was destined to be. So let this be an example for you guys that all those vices are not going to help you. They're just going to hold you back and potentially even kill you, like I've known so many people before. All right? And drugs don't help your problems. They just escape from your problems and make them worse. But anyways, till next time, this is Dre's Journey signing off. Tomorrow's another day, for more opportunities and more growth to reaching my best self. And like I've heard from a mentor of mine say, you stay hungry and remember that you are the prize. But if your hunger goes into things that are negative, then you are not the prize. You'll become a major waste. Later.